Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this very special edition of Meth Center, your home for all things related to the Masters of Educational Technology program at the University of British Columbia. The spring-summer term is finally nearing a close, and with it comes final assignment season. In this case, a retrospective tour of Morgan Arksey's pride and joy in ETEC 524, Learning Technologies in Selection, Design, and Application. His final assignment is the online professional development course, AI Essentials for Educators, aimed at introducing educators to the uses and limitations of large language models in high school education. Morgan is a teacher librarian in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, with a passion for thinking about what pedagogical shifts are going to be necessary in a world where the robots take over. That was a little robot humor for you. I promise I'm not taking over. AI Essentials for Educators was built in an ESB learning management system, chosen by Morgan because it is used by all of the schools in his division. Using the actual system was off limits because of personal data and information concerns, but the IT department was able to set him up in the demo sandbox. Let's take a moment to tour through this ecosystem and learn more about it together.
Launch of AI Essentials for Educators, built in the EDSB student management system. And this is the first chance I've seen to use it for like teacher PD. I spent a lot of time thinking about how to design this main landing page so that it didn't just become too many assignments. So only crucial stuff like Q&A for everybody and how to find the tutorial zone and those kinds of things. And everything else is really found through the content panel here. Did a lot of work on the first part of the assignment and setting this up, all of the information that people would want to know, making sure that we've got those caption tutorial videos to help with UDL related things, making sure that people could express their learning in various ways, whether verbally or in text or video or whatever it would happen to be. And then I fleshed out this debunking myths one. So at the beginning of each model, we would go back to the original outcomes, and I talk about which ones we are really targeting here, and then which ones we are sort of introducing, because the idea is that we're gradually working our way up to that. Start with some weekly readings, give some background information, which were embedded and linked, and then we had some little miniature quizzes here that you could test yourself on, a choose your own adventure story, some reflection questions following that, so you can take the test here, that's built in. And then the sort of assignment for this one, which is that, like, how do we get better responses when we prompt for things? And then the project laps off with this final learning activity, which is basically they just get the chance to, like, take an assignment that they've used and see what a generative AI tool can do with it.
Wow, looks like Morgan's got a good skeleton for something that could be fleshed out into something useful here. In fact, we're lucky enough to have Morgan on the line with us here for some reflections on the whole process. Welcome, Morgan.
Thanks for having me, Art. So thankful for the chance to share my work with your audience.
It's my pleasure, Morgan. Don't expect any softball questions from me, though. We are serious journalists here. First of all, was there a part of the module that took up more time than other bits?
Yeah, I got a bit carried away with the choose your own adventure story that was part of the third module. I was really inspired by the New London group, and especially a reading that we did in week 9 on interactive narratives. What I originally imagined was a more expressive type of narrative, which I tried to build as a GPT using my OpenAI subscription, training it with resources and key information that I was building my unit with. Unfortunately, after working on it for a while, I realized that people wouldn't be able to interact with it if they didn't have an OpenAI account. So realizing that this wouldn't work, I narrowed my focus to a more impositional model, which has stricter rules and a more narrow margin of decision-making. And so finally, I decided to build my final project using hyperlinks in Canva presentations.
Wow, sounds like you really had to work through some kinks there.
Yeah, it was a learning experience. I thought a lot about the work of Isa and Isaias on human-computer interactions and usability. Like, how do I teach people to navigate a story in a non-linear way using what is a traditionally linear platform without making it all seem onerous? If they just arrowed through the story, it wouldn't make any sense. So it was really important to be able to set people up to navigate it clearly. Actually, I brought a clip along that works through one of the potential story endings here. Would you like to see it?
Yes, of course. The AV team will just get it queued up right now. Ah, you have an interesting sense of
Yes,
humor.
actually. I took to heart one of the earlier readings in the course that referenced Meyer's 2009 12 Principles of Multimedia Design, especially the importance of personalization and having a conversational rather than a formal tone, and the importance of voice in how online courses are written.
Any next steps?
Hopefully, I'll get the chance to work through this at the district level. We haven't been using EDSB for staff related professional development, and I think this provides a definite case use for this. Much of the boxed online PD we've had, in my experience, has been lackluster. More of a checking of a box than something that will help build stronger educational communities. We know that in person learning comes with collaborative benefits, and there are benefits too with the work at your own ability and pace of online learning. Perhaps there's room for my division to harness that into more achievable and educational, influential professional learning that blends those two things.
Thanks so much for your time, Morgan. I hope you enjoy the rest of your summer.
It's been my pleasure. I'm always glad to share my work out there. We need practical theory now more than ever, I think.
And next up, this group of young learners is coming to help support world peace, one piece of pineapple pizza at a time. We'll learn more about it when we're back from this break.